This is a quick overview of the state and federal laws that we use when looking at well sites. The state regulations are 35.1 through 35.8. The requirement for an API number is 35 CSR 4. The requirement for a secondary containment tank is 35 CSR 1.7. All wells and plugged wells must have their API number. All wells that have condensate storage tanks have to have secondary containment. We've seen tanks also on pipelines. No doubt there are other regulations that can be used. The state regulatory program has a range of flaws. The regulations are based on state law, primarily Chapter 22(6), and that's available at the West Virginia Legislature website. Federal law, 40 CFR 112 is the SPCC law of secondary containment required on tanks containing oil when they're near navigable waters. The sheen rule basically states that if there's a rainbow-like sheen on water, then that's considered contamination. There are two documents that we use. One is the Erosion and Sediment Control Field Manual, created by the Office of Oil and Gas. It's required by state law. There's a lot of good information, but it's kind of hidden. You have to really study it carefully. Operators don't seem to even be aware of its existence. Operators use straw bales and silt fencing to control sediment. Both cases they're applied improperly. We've yet to see a straw bale with 2 anchoring pins. None have been embedded in a trench. If the straw bale just has 1 pin, then it'll spin when it's hit by a flow of water. The industry has what they call a RAPS manual. It's been recently revised in 2009 or 2010. It has comprehensive descriptions of different types of sediment control, including maintenance. Operators use the General Water Pollution Control Permit given by the Office of Oil and Gas. This permit hasn't been revised since 1988. It allows the land application of liquid drill waste, fracture flowback for wells accepting Marcellus, and the burial of solid waste on the site. There are a number of flaws with the permit, but it does have stated requirements. Pit waste is to be buried at an adequate depth. Of course, there's no depth given. There are a number of sites in this area where there's exposed pit liner and indications that there's chloride very close to the surface or on the surface. One well site, the pit waste was 4 inches below the surface. High chloride and a high concentration of arsenic.